In the tale of The Betrayal of Cat Father and the Revenge of the Kitten, the introduction begins with the crucial concept of the context of the cat family and the initial trust. This foundation sets the stage for understanding the family dynamics and the emotional connections that are ultimately disrupted by betrayal. The cat family, in this context, is a tightly knit unit bound by instinctual trust and interdependence. Just like human families, they rely on mutual support and collaboration to survive and thrive. The initial trust between the cat father and the other members, particularly the kitten, symbolizes innocence and reliance upon one another, creating a serene environment that seems unshakable at first glance. This trust is significant as it underscores the depth of betrayal experienced when this foundation is fractured. Betrayal is most potent when it stems from those closest to us, making the impending rupture not only a personal offense, but a disruption of the very essence that holds the family together. In real-world scenarios, this can be akin to instances where family expectations are violated, such as a parent abandoning their responsibility or a trusted leader within a group acting against shared interests. For instance, a business leader may exploit their position for personal gain at the cost of the company, or a political figure may break public trust, casting profound impacts on those who relied on their guidance. Opinions supporting the importance of this initial trust argue that it is essential for growth and stability, much like a garden needs a solid framework to flourish. Without trust, relationships falter, laying grounds for conflict and strife. However, a challenge to this idea arises in the form of skepticism. Some argue that trust, being inherently fragile, should always be tempered with caution to prevent disillusionment. This concept seamlessly connects to the broader theme of betrayal and revenge in the narrative. The initial trust highlights both the depth of the eventual betrayal and the driving force behind the kitten's quest for revenge. It paints a picture of innocence lost and sets a stark contrast against the tumultuous events that follow, thereby influencing every subsequent action and emotion. Understanding the nature of this trust is essential to appreciating the kitten's motivations and the emotional landscape of betrayal, making it a pivotal element in the unfolding drama. As this narrative progresses, viewers are invited to explore the consequences of broken trust and the quest for retribution, echoing both the fragility and strength found within familial bonds. The concept of emergence of betrayal, identifying the cat father's actions, delves into the pivotal moment when the facade of trust begins to crack, revealing underlying treachery. This idea explores the actions and decisions taken by a key figure, the cat father, that ultimately lead to a profound sense of betrayal. The betrayal might manifest in various forms, such as abandonment, deceit, or the prioritization of self-interests over communal or familial loyalty. Recognizing these actions is essential, as it allows us to understand the catalyst for the subsequent quest for retribution, the revenge of the kitten. The significance of this point in relation to the main topic lies in its role as the inciting incident that drives the narrative forward. Without the emergence of betrayal, the kitten's journey for vengeance may lack direction and urgency. This identification of betrayal is not only crucial for character motivation, but also for the audience's engagement, providing a clear antagonist and conflict. It highlights themes of trust, loyalty, and justice, which are universally relatable and powerful. Consider the real-world scenario of corporate betrayal, where a trusted CEO embezzles funds. This betrayal wreaks havoc for employees, shareholders, and consumers, mirroring the chaos the cat father's actions might cause in a feline society. Alternatively, a personal anecdote could involve a respected community leader who secretly undermines community projects for personal gain, illustrating betrayal on a smaller yet equally impactful scale. Opinions supporting this idea emphasize the necessity of accountability and transparency. Betrayal, once identified, calls for acknowledgement and remediation, serving as a cautionary tale against blind trust and emphasizing the need for vigilance. However, Challenges in acknowledging such betrayal include the reluctance to accept harsh truths and the complexity of navigating a once stable relationship now shattered by deceit. Controversies may arise regarding the interpretation of the cat father's intentions. Was the betrayal an act of malice or a misguided attempt at achieving a greater good? An alternative viewpoint could argue for the potential redemption of the cat father, whether through reconciliation or reparation. This moment of betrayal interlinks with the kitten's quest for revenge, transforming from a mere reaction to a profound evolution of character. It influences the narrative by setting the stage for themes of justice and consequence, prompting the kitten to seek reparation and highlighting the moral complexities involved in choosing vengeance over forgiveness. In essence, identifying the cat father's actions is not just about acknowledging the act of betrayal, but about understanding its rippling effects across relationships and motivations. The concept under the heading Consequences of the Betrayal on the Kitten's Life revolves around the aftermath of trust breaking within familial relationships, particularly focusing on the emotional and psychological impact on the kitten. Betrayal by a father figure, such as a cat father, can have profound effects on a young individual's life. This betrayal can lead to a loss of trust, feelings of abandonment, and even a disrupted sense of identity, which can shape the personality and future decisions of the affected individual. The significance of this point in relation to the main topic is paramount, as it delves into the core emotional drive behind the kitten's quest for revenge, giving depth to the narrative by exploring its motivations and the psychological scars left by betrayal. To illustrate this point, consider an example where a kitten, after being abandoned or deceived by its father, struggles with trust issues throughout its life, finding it difficult to form strong bonds or relationships with others. This emotional handicap can lead the kitten down a path of isolation, compounding its feelings of loneliness and resentment. Another example can be drawn from a real-world situation where a child, feeling betrayed by a parent's actions, grows up with a skewed perception of parental figures, resulting in challenges when forming familial bonds in adulthood. These examples underline the long-lasting effects betrayal can impart on individuals, which can manifest in various aspects of their lives. Support for this idea comes from psychological studies that suggest early life trauma, such as betrayal by a trusted figure, can lead to complex emotional and behavioral issues, including trust and abandonment issues. Experts assert that these issues, if not addressed, can lead individuals to repeat negative patterns or seek revenge as a misguided attempt to regain control or justice. However, potential challenges and alternative viewpoints suggest that not all individuals respond to betrayal with negativity. Some may find resilience, using their experiences as a catalyst for personal growth and empathy. Moreover, modern psychological discourse emphasizes the importance of healing and forgiveness, proposing that revenge might not ultimately satisfy or heal the emotional wounds caused by betrayal. This point of betrayal connects to other aspects of the main topic by acting as the emotional and motivational underpinning for the kitten's desire for revenge. It adds complexity to the narrative by exploring how past trauma can shape present actions and decisions, influencing the kitten's interactions and conflicts. Through understanding these consequences, we gain insight into the broader themes of trust, revenge, and the possibility of redemption within the storyline. Kitten's resolve, planning for justice, embodies the stage in a narrative where the betrayed kitten, feeling a sense of abandonment or wrong by its father figure, the cat father, harbors an intense determination to rectify this injustice. This concept highlights the kitten's psychological transformation from victim to avenger, fueled by emotions of betrayal. The process involves the kitten meticulously devising a strategy to address the wrongs it has suffered, representing a proactive step toward seeking resolution and closure. The significance of this part of the story lies in its universal appeal and relatability. It touches on themes of empowerment, resilience, and moral justice, reflecting a larger allegorical representation of handling betrayal and seeking justice. For audiences, It promotes the idea that one must take control of their destiny, often manifesting in real life when individuals face betrayal and must decide to fight back or reclaim their dignity. Examples in the real world abound. In classic literature, Shakespeare's Hamlet deals with Prince Hamlet's resolve to avenge his father's murder, further exploring themes of justice and personal ethics. In a more contemporary setting, Erin Brockovich's real-life story showcases her relentless pursuit of justice against a powerful corporation, seeking to rectify environmental and health wrongs. Opinions supporting this concept often argue that resolve stems from a need for justice, which is a fundamental human right. The empowerment that comes from taking charge can lead to personal growth and societal change. However, planning for justice does not come without challenges. One controversial point is whether vengeance can truly provide justice or healing, with some arguing that it can perpetuate cycles of retaliation. There are also ethical considerations about how far one should go in pursuing justice, particularly when methods conflict with societal norms or laws. Despite these challenges, Kitten's resolve is crucial to the overarching theme. It paves the way for the potential redemption and reconciliation of the kitten and cat father, affecting the dynamics of their relationship. The resolve for justice can also influence other narrative elements, such as alliances formed during the planning phase, the unveiling of hidden truths, and the climactic confrontation that invariably leads to growth or change. In sum, the kitten's planning for justice is not just a response to betrayal, but a pivotal juncture that drives the narrative toward resolution and deeper understanding, impacting all facets of the story.